Hey friends, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever this is to you. Let's talk about Plug Power a little more because I am so excited about this stock. And I know this is the stock that is going to make me super wealthy one day in the future. Plug Power has had a 500% increase just this year alone. That's insane. If that doesn't tell you what the stock is going to be doing in the future, you're crazy. Okay, let's go over some logistics right now with the stock and what we're looking at and what you're investing into. So Plug ended Friday around 1640. Look at this right here. We've got a $6.54 billion market cap on Plug right now. 401.74 million shares outstanding left for Plug right now. Average volume 27.19 million. That's a lot of volume. That's good volume. That's Tesla volume. That's really heavy volume. So what I've shown you with those numbers and what that looks like is Plug worth $17 a share right now. But what we're looking at right now with Plug is the future. Plug has hit all of its numbers. Plug has done more this year than they thought they were going to do. But I found this article and I just want to read a few things from it, not much at all. It's talking about Ballard Power and Bloom Energy. Those have been the main top dogs with hydrogen fuel cells. But Plug Power is really coming up. And why is Plug Power coming up? Because they've been doing the same thing for the last 10 years or so to make their bread and butter constantly come in. They've been going in these warehouses to these material warehouse packaging companies that have forklifts, that have vehicles that are all ran on hydrogen fuel cells, and they're constantly installing their equipment that these companies need to run off hydrogen fuel cells. But since they've been doing that, that's been making their cash flow steady and coming in, and they've been building their company. And now they've gotten some really big contracts. They've gotten contracts with Walmart. They've gotten contracts with Amazon. They're in Europe now. They're beating their projections. They're doing really good. People are noticing Plug Power right now. And with the whole EV market, that's really pushing Plug Power up. And with this article, it's talking about, is Plug's price really worth it right now? Is it too late? I think this time next year, we're going to see Plug Power around $40 to $50 a share, especially with the EV market taking off. All right, let's dig into this article just a little bit. Not a lot, like I said, I want to keep this short and simple and give you some insights of why you should invest and why you would want to invest in a Plug Power. Plug Power stock is up almost 500% in 2020. It is still a buy. Fueled by the company's ambitious 5-year growth plan, investors have launched Plug Power stock 483% higher so far this year, while the next best performing fuel cell stock, Bloom Energy, has risen more than 200%, but with such impressive gains behind it, many forward-looking investors are wondering if Plug Power has finally turned a corner, if the stock can maintain its upward trajectory, and if it's still a good time to pick up shares. Investors who haven't checked in with the price of Plug Power shares in a few months will be shocked to find that the stock changing hands at about $18 these days, and I'd venture to bet that if someone in this boat were asked to speculate what was the basis for the stock's run, the answer would be profitability. The company has finally generated a bottom line tinted black, a feat it hasn't accomplished in at least 20 years, or maybe positive cash flow. Perhaps Plug has succeeded in generating more cash than it has using. However, on both accounts, these speculations would both fall short of the mark. In fact, on a trailing 12-month basis, Plug Power's negative operating cash flow is at a record level. So this is good. The company's on track. They're making money. They are beating their accomplishments from last year, what they're wanting to do. Okay, like I said about the bread and butter, Plug's been doing that for the last 10 years or so. They've just been maintaining that. They've been getting out of debt. They've been building their cash flow. This is what you want to see in a company that you're investing into. This is so important when people invest into a company, that you want to see a company that is bringing in cash flow. But this is why the stock is driving up right now, because people are getting into this company because they've got good numbers coming out. And when companies have good numbers coming out, people start noticing and they start buying into the company. And what does that do? It limits food at the dinner table. So like I said about that 4 million stock share outstanding that were left, once they start getting ate up, they get expensive. There's not much left. But Plug is doing the right thing. Let's check out a little bit more. The stock's rise can be chalked up to the investor belief that the company is gaining momentum in pursuit of the lofty 2024 financial targets. Despite the challenges the company faces in 2020 due to the global problem, management assured investors during its second quarter earnings presentation in August that it still expects to achieve billings of $300 million in 2020 and remains on track to hit its 2024 targets. Meanwhile, analysts upgrade of the stock and news of the company's intent to enter the commercial hydrogen market. Analyst upgrades of the stock and news of the company's intent to enter the commercial hydrogen market are two other sources of investor excitement. Sure, both Wall Street and Main Street seem charged up about the company's prospects, but before investors consider joining in the fuel cell fever, it's critical to recognize the company's tension's financial condition. So here's where we go into the negative, and like all my videos, I'm going to have the good and I'm going to have the negative. It's always going to be a double-edged sword, but at any company you invest in, there's always going to be good and there's always going to be bad. So let's dig into this. Unable to generate cash flow organically, Plug Power has increasingly railed on issuing debt to keep the lights on, and it will likely continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Investors who believe that the company will attain its 2024 financial goals should remember that while the company is targeting EBITDA of $250 million, it's on an adjusted basis. There's no telling how much adjusting will be required to hit that target. Additionally, there's no indication of what the company foresees in terms of operational cash flow. While Plug Power may succeed in generating $1.2 billion on top line in 2024, I wouldn't be surprised if the company does manage to generate positive cash flow, that it's merely enough to pay off the interest on its rising debt load. Okay, so that hurt a little bit. Yeah, hold on to your butts there. So we had positive and we had negative. But with any company, you're going to have both. Look at Tesla. Tesla almost went bankrupt. There's a lot of companies that almost went bankrupt. Look at Amazon. Look at Jeff Bezos, what he's done. Look at all these companies. Every company hits really highs, but there's always a chance they could hit some really bad lows. But really, with that negative news with Plug, that's not really negative. They have debt, but every company has debt, almost every company. So if you're already invested in Plug, let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Plug. If I didn't say something or I said something wrong, tell me. I want to know. I'm an investor in Plug. I invest in Plug. I have an average price around $4. That's how long I've been investing in Plug. It's one of my biggest positions, and I'm going to be holding this probably for the next 10 years or so and waiting for this thing to really take off, wait for it to split and maybe another split, and then who knows what that could look like. Thank you for watching the video. Check out my other videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so much. Until next time, I'll see you later. And remember, be positive and be you. Have a great day. Bye.